from Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, Perinatal Bereavement Coordinator, Nurse Joy Sterrett. Joy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, nice to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, yes.
You're dressed for the season.
You know, I'm trying to channel that holiday spirit.
Are you all ready for Christmas?
I'm getting there. Decorations are up, but still need to do some shopping.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
It's still a lot of pressure.
Yeah, even though the holiday season goes by really, really fast, it can be especially difficult for individuals who are grieving a loss. Why the holidays? Why is that such a bad time?
Well, the holidays come with a lot of pressure and expectations. We expect and want all our holiday season to be perfect. And when you're grieving a loss, you know that there is a hole, there's a gap, there's somebody that's not going to be at the table. If you've lost an infant or have had a miscarriage, you know the expectations that you've set for the holiday season is going to be changed, and it can be very hard to handle.
What are some signs that one might notice that someone is struggling with grief during the holidays, even if they're not talking about it or they're keeping a game face?
So if you're noticing they are withdrawing more from any interaction, not responding to phone calls, text messages, they're avoiding, more social interactions, maybe calling into work more frequently, those could be signs that they're really struggling.
What can people do? So you want to be helpful and meaningful to a friend or family member or coworker that has had a loss or is experiencing grief. What can we do? What should we do?
So there's some good resources that you can provide the family, practical help. You can offer to do grocery shopping. You can offer to pick up their kids after school, take kids to their sporting activities. The practical help of just, taking away some of the burden that the individuals that are experiencing grief are handling can be very beneficial.
And when you make that offer to pick up the kids or whatever, you don't need to bring up I know you're sad, I know you're...
Right, exactly. And you don't even have to sometimes ask permission. So, I encourage families that if you know someone that's grieving, just say, hey, I'm going to pop over and drop off a dinner this week. How is Tuesday or Wednesday? And just provide a gift card for a restaurant so they don't have to worry about cooking dinner at night. And just being there and, again, providing that practical help can be very beneficial.
Yeah, and I bet there are people that just, they're afraid they're going to say or do the wrong thing, so they're not going to do anything.
Right.
But what are some of those things that maybe people with good intentions do or say that actually are unhelpful to someone experiencing grief?
Stating that, well, I know what you're going through, because we never really truly are walking in their steps. So we don't really know what they're going through. Telling them that it's okay, you'll get through this, just, buck up and be strong. That is not very helpful to someone that's really struggling with grief.
And I think we've all heard that. People have, I remember when my mom died. I know, it's like, it's different for everyone.
Yes, most definitely.
Or it's worse. I heard someone, or I read somewhere, our dog died. And of course, obviously, shouldn't even think that can compare to a person.
Right.
So,
Yes, most definitely.
Well, we want to give people their space and their time that they need. How can we, at the very least, acknowledge, that, because you don't want to ignore it completely. You don't want to say the wrong thing. So how can we acknowledge someone's loss while they're trying to, keep low or quiet during the holidays?
It's okay for those grieving to set boundaries and to maybe change some of their traditions for that holiday season. Communicating with them, seeing what their expectations are, what those that are grieving, what their plans are, what they feel like they are able to participate in, can really be helpful. Because we do want to honor them that, this might be a different holiday season for them. They might not want to go to all the holiday parties. But we also want to be checking in on them and making sure that they know that we're still thinking about them. We're acknowledging their loss and we're there for them.
It's got to be really hard for someone who has experienced the loss during the holiday season.
Yes.
because as soon as it arrives, it hits you like a
Yes.
ton of bricks.
Yeah.
So you want to observe or celebrate or participate in the holiday
Mm-hmm.
season, but it's not, you know, festive.
Right.
So what do you suggest for someone who's grieving that has the pressure to be festive or meet other people's expectations?
Well, I encourage them to find maybe creative ways to honor the loved one that they have lost. That they can still have their own ways of honoring them, celebrating the holidays, even if it didn't look like the years past. Whether it is, you know, putting their stocking still up on the mantle. I encourage families to write a little note of love to the one that has been lost. Kids can draw pictures and put in the stocking. You're still honoring, you're still including that person in your holiday tradition, creating ornaments. We're doing something to honor them, including them still in the holiday season.
And I think that's great advice, because that then puts you into a position where you've got a new tradition that you can do every year,
Yes.
and not just that year.
Yes, most definitely.
What ideas do you have where families could create a holiday tradition or the boundaries to honor loss while still allowing the space for comfort and healing?
You know, again, having some of those conversations with those that have experienced a loss to see what is truly the most important for them, and being there. If they might have in the past hosted, you know, the holiday cookie exchange, and maybe they don't want to be that one to cook, but they can still be there to be present and still be with the family in some of these traditions, but maybe not participate in the capacity they have in the past. So still having some boundaries, but still being included.
And people might be thinking, well, I'm going to leave him alone. It's the holidays. It's probably horrible. I'll check back with him after the first of the year. But the holidays, that really is, it's a good time to be checking in.
Yes. It's very important to continue to check in. And I even encourage individuals to put reminders on their phone, like in their calendar, like, you know, if it's grandma, if it's, you know, a friend, you know, put that in their calendar weekly to remind yourself, because you can get busy too. Let's do a check-in. It's so important that they know that they're still loved and supported.
And you have a kind of a checklist of things to do that you can help.
Yes. Yep. Making sure that you're acknowledging the loss, showing up even when you don't know what to say. And a lot of individuals will try to shy away from them, like you stated, not bothering them. But the reality is they're suffering and they're grieving. That's not going away. So sometimes, again, just being there to listen is so important for them.
Everyone's grief is different. How does someone know that their grief maybe is something that they really can't bear by themselves? That maybe they need some professional help.
Yeah. So if you are having intrusive thoughts, especially if you're thinking about harming yourself, you definitely need to seek professional help. You can call 911 if you're really concerned. If you're having some extreme issues with insomnia, and you know you're not able to eat like you used to, and you're really feeling like things aren't getting better over time, you probably should seek some professional assistance.
Yeah, it's, as you said, really right off the bat, it's a tough time.
Yes, it is.
And people, I know I've seen or heard, well, we're not going to put up a tree this year,
Right.
or we're not going to do this or do that. We're not going to do gifts. We're not going to.
Right.
If you could share one message with those that are supporting a loved one through loss this holiday season, what would that be?
Be there for them. Yeah, be there for them. Continue to check in. Make sure that they feel loved and supported through the holiday season.
And Joy, you're there for them at the hospital when people are suffering and grieving and dealing with loss. And it's got to be for you. I know we've talked many times about this, how fulfilling it is for you.
Yes.
But it's got to be tougher in the holiday season.
Yes, it can be. It can be. I also remember to honor my patients who've experienced losses, my infant deaths. You know, sometimes I'll just go home and light a candle in their honor. I do my own little memorial for each person that I come into contact with. And, you know, that to me is also honoring their life and existence.
Just to know that's being done in their honor, really without them even knowing it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure they feel it.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah.
And you're available. This is your life, your job.
Yeah, this is my full-time position. Yeah.
And you can contact Joy if you have any questions or are dealing with issues at Henry Ford Health at this phone number and this email address. It's great that Henry Ford Health and Henry Ford Jackson Hospital have this great service, and even better that you're the person that's in that role.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's my honor.
It's great to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas. Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
It's Wellness Wednesday, presented by Henry Ford Health with Perinatal Bereavement Coordinator Joy Sterrett. We've got more of the